whiskey, coffee, Campari. There's no better way to end 2023 Iowa's top mixologist than a cocktail with all those ingredients.
I disagree.
Luckily, I'm Iowa's top mixologist. You are not. So we've been showcasing the drinks that we created for Iowa's top mixologist, and the last drink, the category was either Templeton 4 or Templeton 6. And we, of course, chose Templeton 6 because...
Why not?
Why not? Like the Refreshing I Am, I started with a cocktail last year and I just built off that. And I did a cocktail called Rye or Chai, something I submitted to the Mr. Black Coffee Cocktail Challenge last year. And I thought making a more complex version of that would be a really good cocktail because I thought it was a good base. It just was maybe lacking a couple of things.
I don't think it was lacking. I just think for competition cocktails, it just wasn't quite where it needed to be.
That's true. So we started with Templeton Rye, which I love their 6 year. It's really solid, smooth. It's got some nice notes on there.
Yeah, it's slightly smoother and more robust than the 4 year.
Yep.
Which is necessary to hold up to all of the other ingredients.
Right, exactly. Since basically we started having Mr. Black carried in Iowa, of course we're gonna use Mr. Black in this.
Yes.
And after a couple iterations, we infused a whole bottle of Mr. Black with 10 grams of chai mix.
Yep.
We sous vide it for 3 hours. We're not going to show you how to make that because we still have plenty of this bottle left.
Yes.
And so then we kept moving forward. Peter Patrician has his awesome bitters, pecan espresso bitters. Obviously, the espresso is going to incorporate well with Mr. Black, and the pecans is going to give a nuttiness that I think worked well with the Templeton Rye.
And it kind of rounds out the bitter and the herbal notes from the Amaro Montenegro.
Yep, exactly. And so then, yeah, I wanted to use an Amaro to kind of, again, just add a little bit more complexity to the drink. And so we just used a little bit of this. And then, of course, we used a little bit of Demerara. And what I wanted to do was make this drink black. So a previous winner, Ryan, she suggested we use black squid ink to make the cocktail black. And gives it a little bit of saltiness too. Kind of helps brighten up everything.
Yep.
Kind of cuts down the sweetness of the cocktail.
Like using salt in cooking, it kind of punches up certain flavors and makes everything mingle together well.
Yep, and then for the garnish, we made a previous video on a Campari sweet vermouth foam. Yep. So that gives a bitter component and just a different mouthfeel when you're first, sipping on the cocktail.
Yeah. It's wild how something can be sweet and bitter at the same time, but this manages to do it.
Just like me.
That's accurate.
So yeah, I mean, I think this is the drink we went through the most iterations of, like a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and we're kind of happy, but eventually the recipe we're about to show you is what we
were very nitpicky about this one.
Mm-hmm. And then now let's talk about the name of the drink, the dark chai. Mm-hmm. So the drink I wanted a contrast in between black and red. So the cocktail's black with a red foam, and red is Star Wars or lightsabers red. Usually the Imperial Army uses red.
And if you've gone over to the dark side, you have a red lightsaber.
Right, and so now we have chai here, and Riley thought the dark chai instead of the dark side. So
it's so punny.
So punny, and most bartenders hate puns, but once in a while you have to bust it out.
Says who? You're the only one who hates puns.
I don't hate them. I just hate them.
They work for naming cocktails, and that is absolutely
it's so stupid.
Something to lean on, but it works.
It works. Because everyone gets a little laugh. They find it cute.
They get a little chuckle.
Like, oh, I see what they did there. Let's make this drink. A 1/4 ounce of Squid ink Demerara syrup. 2 dashes of espresso pecan bitters. 3/4 of an ounce of chai infused Mr. Black. 1.25 ounces of Templeton Rye 6 year. 1 bar spoon of Amaro Montenegro. Add ice and stir for 30 seconds. Strain into your Nora glass and top with your Campari sweet vermouth foam. So there you have the dark chai. I think the contrast between the black and the red just really set it off.
Absolutely. And then the way that you presented it with we had these little circular discs that looked like that gold stars, and then dry ice.
Right. So all this dry ice, came out because every time Darth Vader walks in a room, there's always fog and smoke and cheers.
Cheers.
If you haven't guessed, she's not a huge fan of Campari or Amaro Montenegro.
No, I think Amaro Montenegro tastes like grandma's perfume.
But
that being said, it does go very well in this cocktail. The foam, if you like bitter things, is delicious. The koki adds a beautiful depth and like sweetness to the bitterness. Like I said, I don't understand how something can be simultaneously bitter and sweet. I feel like those are the opposite of each other, but it works.
Yeah.
And it's necessary to balance out the sweetness of the cocktail.
On a concept-wise, I think this is my favorite cocktail of the 3 I did. I think the concept and the way it just works very well, worked out great. I still think Window is my favorite overall cocktail.
Flavor-wise.
Flavor overall, yes. But I think just getting
execution,
this is my favorite. Yeah, I don't know. This is definitely one where it's gonna be a little bit different. You're gonna pull out notes on it and combine. I also think glassware is important. I probably spent a couple hours looking for different Nick and Nora glasses I wanted, and I found these because they just slant out just a little bit. I think that kind of helps set off visually.
And they've got that flat bottom that you like
I love
so
flat
much.
bottoms. But yeah, I think this has been a fun couple weeks doing these videos. You know, I did it a couple years ago. It's just kind of fun showing people how we process creating cocktails.
It's your process. I'm just nitpicky.
You're still a major part of it because you help with flavors and like, oh, let's try this, let's try that. Because I mean, we're doing this together. Like creating our YouTube channel has changed your flavor profiles to kind of excel that. So understanding how to make things. So it's definitely been fun. You know, let us know if you like these videos and maybe do some more technical side of things of where we teach you what we're thinking when we make cocktails.
Yeah, I think it would be really fun to just like how in our live streams we used to do the fuck around and find out. I think it would be really fun to just like have people give us a prompt and we try to figure out something.
Yeah, absolutely. So
we have all of the
bottles. The booze. Except for chartreuse. Don't fucking tell us to use green chartreuse, all right? We're out.
We can't get it.
Can't. So we go ahead and check out our previous videos from the first 2 drinks we did. We did a sparkling wine, Aperol, and rum 10-ingredient tiki drink.
Yes.
Then we did a gin, Thai, clarified milk punch.
Yep.
And now we have our
dark chai.
Dark chai. So
chai coffee, bitter, sweet dessert.
Ish. Cheers, everyone.
Cheers.